it's Nancy, and I know I showed you that I was starting another patchwork book, but I don't think I'll be filming much of that unless I do something terribly exciting, since you've already seen me do one. So I wanted to start another book, and I wanted something vintage so that I could start using some of my lace and textiles that I've collected recently. So I chose this one, and I see pansy books all the time, this series. So this would be very, I think, religious. Probably maybe was given as a prize. Maybe not. Maybe this is Canadian. This is Toronto, Montreal, Halifax, 1901. Maybe that's why it's not as familiar to some people. I did not pay $8 for this. You know, I would never pay $8 for a book. So I'm going to start taking it apart. I'm going to save this because this paper is really great for backing tags, that sort of thing. Oh, this is going to come right apart. I don't have to get too excited at all with that. I just take that spine right out. This will all get covered up. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to using some of the ephemera that I've collected, the lace, photos, all kinds of stuff like that. So, I'm gonna leave this in, I think, unless it comes right out. Because I will be gluing a new rounded spine into it. Yeah, this isn't adhered very well at all. The glue's old. It's done its job. It's retired now. Okay. Let me measure this. Let's just shy of 1.5 inches. Okay. So I'm going to take piece of card. I think this will work. I'm going to cut 2 strips that are 1.5 by okay, so this is 7 3/8. just going to take 1/8 of an inch off because I don't want a lot of tension against this fold in the binding fabric, the cover. So I'm going to cut 1.5 by 7.25. This is just a fragment of a file folder that I had just right there. That's one of the things I keep at hand, easy to grab. My blue box, however, was a little further away. So I rearranged my room a little bit yesterday because I was thinking if I could get more access to like my stamps and my rubber stamps and dies, I would maybe use them more. We'll see how that works. But right now I'm thinking, oh, I'm nowhere near my rolling pin, and I need my rolling pin. Luckily it's right there. Just across the room. Okay, so the reason, if you're new, I'll tell you why I use a rolling pin. This is definitely not my idea. I first saw it done by my Crafty Crush Catherine from Catherine Brown, Sunny Side Studio artist. I don't know who you are anymore, Catherine. No wonder Instagram's trying to break us up. Yeah, you know, Catherine. So I'm using Fabri-Tac glue, which I have transferred from this bottle, which is difficult to use, to this bottle, which is a Sugar Bell bottle. It's meant for decorating cakes, icing, that kind of thing. So it has a very small hole, and the bottle is soft, so it's easier on your hand to squeeze. And I just use a corsage pin. Okay. I don't know if ordinary glue would do just the same job. I suspect it would, but this is just the way I've always done it. Okay. So I'm just going to use this rubber band. Oops. I slid apart. Maybe I'll put the rubber band on first, and then slip that underneath. And I want it on there straight, otherwise the rounded spine will sort of twist. And this is just old knee highs that are stretched to smithereens. I always have lots of rubber bands. I usually come home from work wearing them on my wrist. Because I'll open up a file and throw the rubber band on my wrist. And then instead of putting it back on, I'll grab a new rubber band. It's crazy. Okay. I'll leave this for a few hours. Overnight is best, I would say. But it's Sunday and I want to do some crafting. So I'll probably leave this for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. Just to set up and dry and be a nice curve. Nice curve. Oh, my fingers are filthy because I spent most of yesterday tea dyeing paper. I should wear gloves, but it's hard to separate papers when you do that. Okay. You gotta get out of my way. So, let's take a look at the cover, see if there's anything we need to fix. We do need to clean some stuff off. There's some dirty bits. And I just use a baby wipe. You do have to be careful because the ink used to color the covers could come up. So I'm just looking for visible dirt. The edges are going to be darker because lots of hands have touched it. Anyway, I was thinking that this might be something that, you know, somebody might get as a Sunday school prize or something. Okay. Now, you can probably see that there's some cracks, little holes here. I will be addressing that when we put the new spine in, so that will be supported and hopefully preserve it from any further damage. Okay, I'm going to do a little measuring. So the book boards are 4 3/4. By 7 3/8. We knew that. So the end papers, you'll see the end papers aren't really put on evenly, so it's very narrow at the bottom here. I'm going to want to see if I can pull some of that up so that when I put new end papers on, there won't be any white showing. Sometimes it helps to get it wet. Peel that off. I do have a knife here. It's not going to be necessary to do all the edges, just the ones where, you know, it's less than an eighth of an inch space between the edge. Okay, that'll do. And then you're probably thinking, where'd you get that knife, Nancy? Oh, Catherine Brown. Catherine Brown Clark, Sunnyside Studio. Her son-in-law made this. And it's just an ordinary knife, and he ground it down to give it a really sharp edge. So I've been watching a lot of Jackie Chimes videos recently. She's probably well known to some of you, not so much to me. I don't know that I've ever watched her before this weekend. And that's kind of what's inspired me to do something feminine and romantic and lots of ephemera. Okay. This top corner's not the greatest, so let's see if we can find. Oops. I think I just took paint off. I think that's going to do it just fine. Okay. Okay, let's start tearing apart things. So I know that I will use this to back tags or add pages to little booklets or something. I would like to save the title page. So I'm just, see how this separates into signatures? Actually I have two signatures there, but that's okay. I'll start there and then sometimes, well, most of the time, the pages between signatures are glued together. See, sometimes need to separate them like that. Okay. Ah, there. That's a good one. This will definitely be going into the journal. Just taking these little threads out. And this is a nice spot here. I can put like a little portrait or a photo of a young lady. Or I could put a pansy there, but we'll see. Again, there's lots of blank spots on these 2 pages, so I'll save those. And I might probably gonna get about 7 signatures in. So I'm gonna try to get the chapter there's the chapter 2. So let's see if we can find chapter 3. You can feel the ink in the titles especially. To whom was she necessary? Well, let's find out. So I will fold this. So this is the front of the page when I put it. I'll be using these pages. It's the sort of anchor page for my signatures. So the page that wraps around the other pages. Okay. For Miss Constance. And there's chapter 5. There's no illustrations, I don't think. So this one I won't be able to have this on the front, so I might choose a different chapter. Anybody else see that title and have the theme song for CSI Miami go through your head? Oh, here's another one that's the title's on the wrong side. Published in Canada. They spelled honor without a U. So I said there's probably going to be 7 signatures. I usually calculate a 1/4 of an inch, 5 millimeters for your signature. So with an 1.5 inch spine, I can usually get 7 in. Another one where it's on the wrong side. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd like to get one more where it's on the correct side, just in case I can squeeze 8 in. A state of chaos. I almost want to make sure that goes in there on principle. Okay. Check and see. Oh, well, we'll definitely use that page. This can be used for the back. Yeah, I see nothing else exciting. I'm probably going to toss all of this into the recycle bin. I probably should put my knife away before I cut my arm off. Get these folded. I don't feel like I'm going to have to reinforce the folds with washi tape or paper. They feel pretty good to me. They're a little bent because that's what in properly bound books there is a little bend. Okay, so you see not all of the pages are the same size. If we compare this one with this one, make a liar of me. They're exactly the same size. But you can see there's a couple that aren't. See, this one's good 1/8 of an inch off, or a good 1/16 of an inch off anyway. So I'll want to trim those longer ones off a bit, but I won't do that right now. I want to make sure that these are flat first, and to do that I will either put it in my book press or I will iron it with a hot iron. Okay, how are we doing for time? Oh gosh, we're fine, we're fine. So I want to make the spine that my signatures will be sewn to. So I'm just going to grab a piece of cards, file folder, and I'm going to measure the page, and that's 7 1/8. Just gonna cut an edge here. I'm just gonna cut a hunk of card. So we have something a little more manageable to work with. 7 1/8. And I need a pencil. I had one yesterday. I'm gonna have to go on a pencil hunt. Okay, got my pencil. I had a pencil here all the time. Oh my gosh. Yes, I did, because I wrote. Oh, Nancy, you're so silly sometimes. One and a half inches was going to be my spine. So I like to work in millimeters when I'm doing this spine. So this is 35, 36, 37. So that's my center-ish. And then I go every 5 millimeters. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job. Okay. This one went a little bit awry. But the second one, the one next to it didn't look very straight either, so let's remeasure that. No. Okay. Now, I will show you how I mark my template. I like a 6-hole stitch, so I'm going to need 6 lines altogether. So I'm going to start at 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, 3/4 of an inch from the top, and then measure this. This is 5 5/8. So I'm going to divide that by 5, so that's 1 1/8. So I will draw the next line 1 1/8 from the first one, and one 1/8 from that one, and just to make sure both ends are perfectly equal, okay, it doesn't have to be perfectly equal. If this one is 1/2 inch wider, I just, you know, I'm just that way. I like things. I'm a little crazy about straight lines and symmetry. Not a free spirit at all. Okay, so this is going to be the template. I'm just putting this down so I have a very straight line. And this is going to be the template. It shows me where to poke my holes for sewing the signatures in. Okay. All right. So we need to start pulling some pages for this. Let me grab some books. Okay, we got a lot going on here. So this is a book that just has different stitching patterns for monograms and letters and things. Not so much interested in the black and white ones, but these ones here that have the charts. So I want to look something pretty. That one's kind of pretty. These are kind of pretty. Oops. Okay. I think I'm going to go with, I'll take both of them. This is an old music book. (1871). Kind of like this title page. And we'll take a page of music. Okay, I have this notebook. Just gonna look for some blank pages. Find where it's stitched. There we go. I could take one with, I guess I don't have a choice. Could do one that has all kinds of writing on it. Okay, keep that. This one is a magazine sort of Braille. This is from 1970. That's not very good shape. Maybe I'll just take those two half pages. Tea-dyed ledger, tea-dyed grid paper, tea-dyed typing paper, tea-dyed copy paper, This is paper meant to look like parchment. Here's another notebook. Take a page out of there. This one, this is a reprint of Spencerian penmanship. So this was 1985, but it's a reprint of an 1864 book. So let's see. My staple remover has gone somewhere. I haven't seen it for weeks. I might have to get a new one. Yawning, Aurelians. Oh, Arenulus, Aurelians, Arenulus, Nankeens, Nuncheon. Okay. Kindness. I don't think I'm going to be able to get nice words together, period. Okay, I can go back. There's a piece of old ledger. Also old ledger. Also old ledger. Oh, I found these. I thought I could use those for the back of tags or something. An old ledger. This is a sketchbook. I thought maybe I'd take a page and cut some pages down. This is pastel paper, and it has some colors in it. Thought I might take the blue. Let's see if I can cut some pages down. I think this is pretty expensive stuff, but I think I might have paid $3 for it. That sounds like me. Oh, this is from an old, like an address book. This is some packaging. This is an old book. I don't think I like the pages. They're too shiny. That's kind of a nice page. But they're... What if I glued them together? To make one folio. That might be fun. Oh, Mrs. Browning. Elastic band on that so I don't lose the cover. Oh, I've lost the cover. I'll have to find it. This is a book about flowers. I'm just going to see if I can find a pansy. $140, $149. How are you put together? so it's glued in. Okay, I'll probably have to repair that. Okay. I also pulled this book, The Language of Flowers. It has beautiful Victorian looking images, but not great pages. There's some pansies. So I might cut that out and put it on the front cover. Not the front cover, but here on the title page. These maybe are glued in. Let's see. Like it looks, I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut these all apart and size them up so that they will fit inside the book. Come back and we'll see what we can do about putting some signatures together. Thanks so much for joining me today. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.